Goeiedag, good day, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world.
I've been looking around for salvation. I've been looking around for the truth. All around me I see frustration, and I looked all over till I found you. I sit and listen to your stories, and you're telling me, please don't worry. There's a lot in this world you should know, and love in life is where you should go. If you're looking for somewhere to go, if you're looking for someone to know, if you're looking for someone to guide you, then love in life will guide you. I know that life outside is so hard.
Goeienaand, good evening, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world, and welcome to tonight's live stream. Right, we're going to have a really interesting and fun evening, I think. But first of all, on a more serious subject, Andre Pina, a white farmer from Senegal, has had the book thrown at him with charges of terrorism, attempted murder, incitement to violence and public violence. Bekesele, who pushed for the arrest, must go. He is a racist and a disgrace, like every other ANC and EFF member of parliament. Okay, now I've got that off my chest. Let's get on with tonight. Tonight I'll be talking to Chris van Beljon, who has a charity that supports farmers and provides food parcels to starving whites in South Africa. We will also be auctioning this beautiful painting. Here it is. Isn't that absolutely stunning? All the proceeds from the sale of this painting will go to Boeredroogte Help. Now, the name of the painting is Garden Roses. The size is 60 centimeters by 40 centimeters. It's an oil on canvas. The artist is Lynn Ward, and the starting price is 1,500 Rand. And just to get the show on the road, I'm putting in a bid right now of 1,500 Rand to get it started. Come on, guys, this painting is just absolutely stunning. The photo does not do justice for it, believe me. Lynn Ward is, of course, the lady who painted the big five who are behind me. And that's a different story, because some of them are in the process of being sold privately, but I won't go into that detail at this stage. Don't you just love that leopard? Look at that leopard. Isn't that stunning? Anyway, all right, let's continue. Okay, so I've put a bit of 1,500 Rand in for that painting, guys. So come on, let's see what we can get on this painting. Let's hit 10,000 Rand tonight. Come on. To place a bid, just say painting and the amount you are bidding in the side chat. It can be any amount, as long as it's higher than the previous bid. So you can put in a bid for 100,000 Rand, for example. If you're not known to this channel, you will have to email to me to confirm your bid. All right, now let me get Chris van Beljon on. Here we go. Give me a second, guys. Okay, Here we go. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Scott. How are you?
Excellent, mate. Excellent. How are you?
No, I'm all right, thanks. Just a bit tired, but I'm all right.
Give me a second. I'm just adjusting the size of this painting that I'm going to keep on the side here. Okay, guys, there's a painting that's on auction tonight, and the proceeds go to Chris van Beljon, who you're looking at right now. And we're going to be talking about his charity. But before we do, Chris, you have a lot of contact with the farmers in South Africa. So what I would like to know from you, what is the general feeling right now in the farming community about the farm murders in South Africa?
Scott, at the moment, things is really tense here in South Africa. I don't know what's going to happen in the near future, but I hope the government realizes that they need to act now, because they can still stop the guys that they really want war, and the government can stop that by acting now. And we really hope that they do. But yeah, well, we also know the government, so I don't know if they're going to do anything about it.
But Cyril Ramaphosa is completely spineless. He's a complete coward.
Yeah, he hasn't said anything about what's going on in South Africa. He's been quiet the whole time, and I feel that if South Africa needs a president, we need one now. He needs to talk and say, listen, let's see how we can end this. They said a while back that they formed a task team to see if they can stop the farm murders, but we haven't heard one word of that task team since they apparently said that task team to stop farm murders.
And if the EFF turn up on the 16th in Senekal, what's going to happen? It's not going to be good. I can say that much.
No, it's not going to be good. I heard this morning. I heard that the EFF they've got a few guys in Senekal at the moment, in the location, telling all the people that they need to be there, and they need to fight that day. So I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't know.
Wow. Yeah, look, Julius Malema, I believe that the farmer who's been arrested has been arrested with charges of things like terrorism and inciting violence. It's extraordinary. They arrest a guy who does absolutely nothing, and yet these murderers they let out on bail. And this guy's actually behind bars at the moment, this white farmer. It is just absolutely ridiculous. This smacks of what happened in the late 1930s in Germany. This is what I'm seeing right now, and I think the rest of the world needs to understand that this is clear persecution of a particular group of people in the community, and the word for that is genocide.
That's right.
So this government is on notice because the world is watching. Okay, now I just need to let you know that we have a bid of 1,500 Rand at this stage on the roses painting that I've got up next to you on the screen. Guys, please put your bids in. We can do a lot better. The proceeds go to Chris van Beljon's charity, Boeredroogte Help. We're going to be talking about that now. Good to see a good group of people here tonight. Now, let me just start off the discussion about your charity, Chris, with how did you get involved with drought relief?
Scott, about 3 years ago, my mother actually asked me to help some friends of hers that's in the Eastern Cape, and they were really struggling with the drought. And so I asked a few of my friends and said, listen, let's see if we can help that farmer. and we uh, four bakkies or four pickups. We went with 4 pickups and offload some fodder there and feed for the animals. And of course, one of those bakkies we loaded with food and household products for the farmer. And then we actually arrived there about 10 o'clock, near 11 o'clock that evening. And then we just offload and we left. And about a week later, I got a phone call from one of the ladies there in that area, and she said, or region, and she said that she need to tell me what happened after we left. And so she told me that after we left, the farmer and his wife went to the river, which was dry at that stage, and I think it's still dry. And they went to the river and they were searching for a small pond of water to baptize themselves.
Right.
And after she told me that, I just felt like an angel or something went into my into my body, and I just decided right there that I need to help again. And I phoned a friend, one of the friends that went with me, and I said, "Listen, let's see if we can find another farmer to help." And so we helped there, another farmer, and then we actually searched for farmers to help. And then within about 2 months, we just said, "Listen, we can't help all the farmers anymore." They got they heard about us, and then they just started phoning. And at the moment, I've got more than 5,000 farmers on my list that really needs help.
Right. Well, I have to tell you something that I see it so much here on this channel. You know, when you give, you get tenfold back. There's no question of that. I mean, these Loving Life channels are dedicated basically first to alert the world as to what's going on in South Africa, and I think we've done a pretty good job with that. The world is now waking up, and we've been doing it for a few years now. And the second thing is to help charities that we support, and of course you're one of those charities. And you know, we've had some remarkable things happen here. I'm not going to go through them right now, but wow. And while we're talking about that, we've got about 200 people watching at the moment. Please, guys, remember that this beautiful painting is an auction tonight. If you'd like to put in a bid for it, all you have to do is just say painting in the side chat and the amount that you're willing to pay for it. Now, the current bid is from me at 1,500 Rand, unless someone else has put in a bid. So please, guys, get into the side chat and put your bids in. It's a beautiful, beautiful painting, and it's by our resident artist, Lynn Ward. Okay, now I'm fighting with the painting at the moment. It's not going where it's supposed to go. All right. Now, how you said something about there are 5,000 farmers that you're trying to help at the moment. How do you know who to help?
Scott, actually, that's something that I was struggling with all the farmers that was on my list, and I didn't know how to help them all.
Right.
Because there's just no way that we can help them all. And the one day I went through the list and I said, "Please God, just tell me who to help." And it was like one of these names just pop up, and so I sent the truck to those farmers, and I said, "Listen, there's some help." And actually, the farmer, he was like, he couldn't believe that we actually came that day, because that morning he used his last feed. And then I just thought by myself, listen, do the same every time. And I've been doing the same thing every time. I actually phoned a farmer about 2 hours ago and told him, listen, we loaded the truck and it's on its way to you. And he started crying. He said, you can't believe I just 2 days ago, I used my last feed, and now you're on your way again. It was just, And that's the story going on the whole time. Every time that we send some feed or fodder to the farmers, they tell me, listen, I can't believe that you actually chose me. And so I really think that the way I'm doing it is quite successful.
Absolutely. Now, one of your biggest costs, of course, is fuel, isn't it? I mean, people don't realize that you go long distances with heavy loads, and that costs a lot of money when it comes to fuel. Do you have any special arrangement with a petrol company when it comes to the cost of fuel?
Scott, we tried all over, and there's one or two companies that helps us, and that's private companies, but only with a few cents per liter, and we try to use that companies as much as possible. But
Right.
when you go out of the region and that company is not in that region, then you need to throw in, you need to use the companies that you need to pay the amount that they ask. And unfortunately, that is quite expensive in South Africa. I think fuel is one of the most expensive. We in South Africa has got the most expensive fuel, I think, in the world. I'm not sure actually.
It's probably
all
taxed
over the
out
world.
of, it's probably got so
Yeah.
much tax in it.
That's right, yes. And so that's quite expensive. To send a truckload of feed to farmers from, I'm in Rustenburg, so from Rustenburg to the Northern Cape, it's about 20,000 rand per truck that we send
Right.
to the Northern Cape. So it's expensive.
Yeah. No, I have to just say that it's ironic that you're probably paying a huge amount of tax on the fuel that you have to buy to deliver this feed, because the government doesn't support you, and you get no support from the ANC government. So they are basically gouging out of charity by doing this to you.
That's right, yes. The government, I think in the 8 years, they actually helped the farmers now with in this COVID period for the first time. There was the Western Cape, that's the DA running the Western Cape. They actually helped the farmers more than they actually help them every month with the X amount of money. And but the ANC doesn't help. They just don't want to help.
Yeah.
And you see, the thing is, the ANC don't want to help. They already told us that they are going to take land from the farmers without any compensation. And I just think it's easier for them to take a farm that's empty with no farmer on, than to ask the farmer to leave. And that's why they don't want to help, because at the end of the day, if we don't help, the farmer is going to need to leave his farm.
Well, in my view, the ANC and the EFF are directly involved in these groups that go around and commit these farm murders. I have no doubt that the ANC are complicit in this. And one of the facts that I found very, very disturbing, but understandable, is that once there's been a farm attack, on average, that farm is, the people leave because they're just devastated for 5 years. And by then, the farm basically degrades back to natural bush. So you've got to start again. And this is the food security we're talking about here. And this ANC government, the old L factor, it is completely missing in action. Ramaphosa should be shitting in his pants, quite frankly, because of what is going on with these farms. Because if the food security disappears, this country is going to be, it's going to be chaos. It'll be beyond anarchy. Now, you've talked about farmers and the work that you do for farmers. Do you only help farmers, or do you help other people too?
No, we help other people as well. Now within the COVID period, we've helped city people in the city that lost their jobs or maybe just didn't get an income in that period. We've helped with almost 2.7 million rands worth of food for them. There was a time that we gave almost 2,700 people a cooked meal per day, and yeah, that was quite expensive. So
Wow.
we try to help where we can. And then the other thing that the government also doesn't understand is if a farmer leaves his farm, that there's workers also.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
And we also try to help them where we can, because they are working on the farm to provide for the people in South Africa. And if there's no farmer, then the workers don't have any income as well.
Yeah, well, I think the huge disconnect is that the ANC politicians are still drawing their salaries from the taxpayer, while over 50% of the population, this is an estimated figure, is now unemployed, and a large percentage of those people are starving because they don't have the money to buy food. And this is you know, they talk about a state of emergency. The state of emergency has got nothing to do with the coronavirus. It's got everything to do with the way the ANC government has completely stuffed up the country.
I think the percentage is now 51% of South Africa is
it's the highest unemployment rate in the world, and that's saying something. Yes. Now, how many farms are left in South Africa, Chris?
The government says that there's about 28,000 farms left, but I think it's more or less 18,000 farms that's left on South Africa. The other 10,000 that they say is left is, I don't think that there's any production on that farms. So it's more or less 18,000 that's left. And of course, South Africa at the moment loses a farm every fourth day.
Yeah.
That's because of drought and farm attacks. I made a video earlier today, and I just went through all my stuff, and I saw that on the 16th of June, I made a video, and I said, I asked the people, please stand up against farm attacks and farm murders.
Right.
We need to stand up now. And from the 16th of June up until now, we almost had 100 farm attacks.
Wow. Wow. I'm just looking at the side chat, and Joe De Beer has put in, I think that's a bid for the painting for $170, which is, that'll be about, it's getting close to 3,000 Rand, which is fantastic. Joe, can you just confirm that's a bid for the painting? And as I don't know you, Marlena, can you just put my email address in there so Joe can confirm that to me by email? Okay, let's continue here. Yeah, so I just in 1994, there was something like 80,000 farmers in South Africa, weren't there?
1984, we had about, I think it was 83,000.
And now we've got 28,000.
Yeah, well, more or less 18,000.
Okay.
So as I said, every fourth day, South Africa loses a farm because of drought, farm attacks, farm murders.
Yeah.
Just there where I'm staying, both my neighbors left. The one was shot dead, and then the other one was stabbed with a knife.
Yeah.
So that farm is empty as well.
You know, the great irony is that Ramaphosa has got several farms, and he's raising cattle. Now, wouldn't it be ironic? It would be terrible, but wouldn't it be ironic if his million Rand bulls were hamstrung like some of these farmers have had their cattle hamstrung. You know, can you imagine how he would suddenly respond if it came and shat on his bloody doorstep?
Yesterday there was a farm. I think it was in Mpumalanga. I'm not sure, but there was a farm that all the animals on the farm was poisoned. All the sheep, all the cattle, everything. They were poisoned. The morning when the farmer went into his field, all the animals was lying dead. It's all over Facebook, the photos as well. If
Yeah.
people want to go and have it.
Yes,
They killed all the animals. And that I see is exactly the same as a farm attack.
it is. It's destroying the whole livelihood of the farmer, and it is horrific what they're doing.
That farmer will never be able to farm again. So
Yeah, no, that's awful. Okay, so when next are you going out to deliver feed and stuff to farmers?
So as I said, we send a truckload of feed today as well.
Yeah.
But we are just planning on a big offload on the 5th of November. We will leave from Rustenburg in South Africa, and we are trying to set another South African record. We at the moment we are holding the record with 36 trucks, and then I think we were 20 pickups that went on that offload.
I remember
So
that. We covered that. That was about a year ago, wasn't it?
Yes, more or less.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I remember
So
that.
now we're trying to take 40 trucks, and so at the moment we're standing on I think 18 trucks that we already have, and we don't have much time left, but I'm sure we will get the 40. If we don't, there's always a next time. But we are trying. We are working as hard as we can to see if we can get that 40 trucks. The thing is just it's going to cost us more than R500,000 to take that.
Do you have a special sponsor who supports you?
At the moment, we don't have a sponsor that supports us every month. We are trying to get one of those big sponsors that can support us right through, but we don't have one. So every time we take one of those big offloads, we need to get a new sponsor. And Solidarity, the South African Solidarity, not the government Solidarity Fund, but there's a group, Solidarity, Helping Hand.
I know them. Yeah.
Yes. So they asked me to be part of this offload, and they actually sponsored us with 50,000 rand, which is great.
Fantastic. Yeah, look, I actually spoke to the lady who runs Solidarity about 6 months ago, I suppose it was, on a live stream, and fantastic word. They're part of not AfriForum. They're part of another group, aren't they? Another big organization.
I think it's
no, it's Help and a Hunt. Solidarity is a big organization, but they've got Help, and I think is it Help and a Hunt? It's something like that.
Yes, Help and Hunt is part of Solidarity. Yes.
Right. Okay. Yeah. But the government had kind of come in from the dark and set up another Solidarity thing, which is completely different and very misleading. Okay. Let's not go there at this stage. Okay. Now you built a monument, didn't you? Where is it, and why did you build it? And tell us about the monument.
We built the monument in Kennard. That's in the Northern Cape.
Right.
And that's to support the farmers that lost their lives in South Africa, and then also the farmers that lost their farms because of drought, and those farmers that they just didn't see an outcome and they took their own lives. So we decided to put up a monument in support of them, and which is I need to tell you the story about how I decided to do the monument, and I just didn't know where to build the monument. And the one day I went to Kennard, and I told them I need a space to actually build this monument, but I can't seem to find one because the government, they're full of stories if we want to use a piece of land. And the owner of the hotel told me, he said, listen, but I've got a piece here that when I built the wall, something just told me to build the wall with an opening. And I said, can I have a look at that opening? And he said, yes, let's go. And you can't believe that that opening is 30 centimeters by 30 centimeters bigger than the monument that we were planning to build.
Wow.
It was exactly the right place for the monument. And we just decided to build it in there.
Wow. Amazing. You know, it's amazing how things happen in life, isn't it?
Yes.
What is the most extraordinary thing that you've actually experienced when you've been delivering or you know, helping people with feed? What I know the things that happen. What's been the most extraordinary?
One thing that I always, I will never forget this. It was, I think, the second offload that we had, and at that stage we were really struggling. We're still struggling, but at that stage it was like,
I remember
I think
you were
there was
really
only,
struggling about 5 months ago.
yes. And so the second offload, I thought at that stage, I thought it was one of the biggest offloads ever in the world. We actually had 4 trucks, and I was so impressed. And when we came back, I had 24,000 rand in the bank account, and I knew that there's no way that money will take us home. The one truck that went with us, he had a big diesel tank, and just to fill up that diesel tank would have been about 24,000 rand. And I just know that there's no way we would make it home. But we went to Kakamas, and I said, okay, fill up all the trucks and the pickups, and I just thought by myself, listen, I'll sort this out afterwards. I'll just tell the lady, sorry, I didn't know that we didn't have enough money, and then we'll see what happens. And afterwards, all the trucks were filled up, and I saw that big one was about 24,000 rand. So I just knew that there's no way I can pay all of this. And I went into the shop to pay, and she gave me the account, and it was 24,000 rand. I think after I paid, we had about 60 rand or something like that left. But I told her, listen, but are you sure? This amount doesn't sound right. And she said, yes. The first truck that you filled up, there was a guy that came in here and he paid that account and he just left. And that was the truck that had the big tank of 24,000 rand. And until now, I don't know who paid that account. That he just came in, paid the account, and left.
Yeah,
that was one amazing stuff. So, but we've got miracles happening about every time, every day. We've got miracles.
When you do God's work, you have miracles happening.
That's right, yes.
And tomorrow night, just for those who are watching right now, tomorrow night we're actually going to be talking to 4 very different people about the spiritual war that's going on right now in the world today. And those people include Dr. Peter Hammond, who's a very well-known theologian, Christian priest based in Cape Town. Dan Berryman, who's our resident priest. We're going to also have Keith Brown, who's a priest in the UK. And we're going to have Ramkat come here and join us as well. Ramkat is well known for his little videos that he puts out. And the discussion, as I say, will be the spiritual war that's taking place in the world today. It's going to be a fascinating discussion because a lot of people don't realize that this is actually happening in the background behind the scenes. We've got about 250 people watching at the moment, just for the record. Now, obviously, we're talking about funding, and we're talking about your charity always needing money. I've got to ask the question: do you need funding for Boeredroogte help? And
Yes.
how can people fund you? We've got your bank account details below this video, and also I see Marlena's putting them in the side chat. But tell us about your funding needs.
No, we really are struggling at the moment, and the thing is, it's because of South Africa, with 51% people that's jobless, and then also that we don't really have big companies that sponsors us. So we really need a big sponsor that can help, a big company that can help us, and then also the work that we do is work that's costly. Every time, as I said, when we offload a truck, it's about 24 to 25,000 rand. So that's quite expensive, and yeah, we really need funds. I think we can only offload another one truck, and then we're out of money again. But that's something I got used to. The money comes and goes. For the first time last week, we were standing for about 9 days. We were standing and we couldn't offload, and that was for the first time in a year. Year's time that we couldn't offload. So that was I was quite frustrated.
Right.
Yeah. So luckily we can now offload, as I say, another one truck, and then we're going to sit again without any money.
Wow. Okay. Well, look, people are saying that they're putting money into your account in the side chat, so hopefully some money will come through. And we do have a bid of 1,500 rand on the painting. Joe, I don't see a confirmation email, so I'm going to suggest that was not a real bid. I think he must have just typed the wrong thing on the side chat. So the current bid, guys, unless Joe confirms that bid of $170, the current bid is back to 1,500 rand. Okay, so let's continue. Can you tell us a story that happened while you were helping that you'll never forget? Now, I've talked about, you talked about the 24,000 rand, but is there something that was just quite extraordinary?
There's a few stories. The one that always will always that I will always remember, and it's something that keeps me going every day as well. About a year ago, we offloaded in the Northern Cape, and that was the 36 trucks that we took there, and while they were offloading the trucks, there was this little girl. I think she was about 6 or 7 years old. She came to me and she said that you were 2 weeks too late. And I immediately knew that something was wrong there.
Yeah.
So asked the mother what she's talking about, and she said, well, 2 weeks ago her grandfather took his own life because of drugs.
Oh no.
And that's something that I just keep telling myself when things are going tough. I just keep telling myself, please don't be 2 weeks too late. Carry on, work. Just don't be 2 weeks too late again. And that's something that sticks by me.
Yeah, wow. And suicides on farms is a real problem, isn't it, in South Africa? Because there's one thing about the Boers, and that is that they have a tremendous sense of pride and integrity, don't they? I mean, they're very, very Christian, very devout, and
That's
when they get to that stage where they feel that they're incapable of helping their families, they get desperate, and that's why so tragically many of them do take that terrible decision
Yes.
to commit suicide.
The thing is, Scott, that there's a lot of people that don't understand farming, and they think that the animals on the farm, all of the animals, is just there to get slaughtered, but that's not the way it goes. They've got animals on the farm that's there to provide the animals that get slaughtered.
Yeah.
And that animals that's there on the farm, they are like your dog or cat. And to see them die,
Yeah.
or to shoot them because of drought,
Shocking.
or to cut their throats because of drought, that really, really hurts a farmer. We love our animals. We love nature. We love people. We don't want to do that. That's something that's not in our nature. And to do that every day, to relieve an animal every day, is something that it's killing you inside.
Yeah.
And eventually you just can't take it anymore, and then some of the farmers just take their own lives.
That is so sad. And you know, while we're talking about the farmers, the other thing a lot of people don't realize is that the farm workers are treated like family by the farmers. Some of the farm workers have been working for the same farmers for generations. You know, they've just, the family keeps on working for the farmers, and it's a very close bond. And when you get people like Malema saying, "Oh, you know, look how they mistreat the farm workers and stuff like that," those farm workers, in the main, and look, there are some exceptions. You always get the bad apples, but in the main, they are very, very well looked after, to the point where they get free electricity often. They often get all their meals provided. They get paid well. They have a very good life compared to other Africans who might be living in the township or something like that. I mean, you know, they're the lucky ones, if I can put it that way. Now,
Yes.
Your project, your main area is the Northern Cape, isn't it? But you do help right across South Africa.
Yes, we help all over South Africa. At the moment, the Eastern Cape and Northern Cape are the two areas that I think the drought is the worst there, and then also a part of Western Cape. And but we help all over South Africa. We recently helped farms in the Transvaal or Gauteng that burnt, and we helped them. And then also last year we helped a farmer in Namibia as well. So we try to help all over,
Right.
where we can. Obviously, South Africa, that the Namibia farm was something that just came up, so we decided to help there.
Right.
But it's quite difficult.
So what you're saying is you help wherever you can around South Africa.
Yes.
Now, what is the best way that people can make contact with you? You have a Facebook page, don't you?
Yes, we've got a Facebook page, Boeredroogte SA NPC, and
So
then
people
also
can find you there.
yes, they can find me there. And then also we've got a website, www.boeredroogtehulpsa.org. All our information is on there.
Okay, boeredroogtehelp.boeredroogtehelpsa.org. Let me just put that into the side chat here. Okay, boeredroogtehelpsa.org. Okay, I've just put that in the side chat so that people can cut and paste it into the web. Right now, what are your plans for the rest of the year? I mean, is there any strategy you've got, or are you just playing it day by day as things happen?
Scott, we are working 24 hours a day. I've got a very, very strong team behind me, and we are trying everything that we can to make it work. At the moment, we are trying to get interviews on all the radio stations in South Africa and see if we can maybe get funds that way. And then also we are trying to get big companies involved, as I said, and then well, don't forget the guys that can only give a 20 rand or 50 rand. They're making a huge difference. I don't think those guys understand how big difference they really make. These loads that we offload at the moment are all from those 20 rands and 50 rand donations. They make a huge difference at the end of the day.
Right. Yeah, look, I just take my hat off to you because, you are doing God's work. There's no question about that. It's all, you know what people like you are. When the first settlers came into South Africa, you had the missionaries going into the interior and converting a lot of the local people towards Christianity and getting them to understand moral values. And you, in your own way, are rather like a missionary, because what you're doing is you're taking hope out to these farming communities, which is a feed that you take with you. And that is an extraordinary mission that you're involved in, and congratulations on that. Now, I just want to pose a couple of questions that we've had from the side chat. Okay, I've got a message here I just want to read out. Marlena says, Old Sailor says, I am a disabled veteran with a small income. I can't afford to bid on the painting. I tried to send $10 to Boeredroogte Help. It says they're experiencing technical difficulties. What's that mean?
I think that's on the PayPal.
I don't actually have your PayPal account. I just have your banking account in there. Marlene, can you find out if that's the bank account or the PayPal account?
Because there is something that's not right on the PayPal at the moment. We are trying to sort that out with PayPal, but
PayPal's a pain in the ass. Quite frankly, it's a pain in the ass. We've actually found another way of actually moving money to South Africa, which involves a private person. He's got a bank account in Perth. I put money in there, and then he's got a bank account in South Africa. And what he does is he then, once the money has come in, he just gives that rand value in South Africa to the person. Okay, so I've got a couple of questions. Here's one from Gareth. He says, can you ask what's been done to prepare for the 16th of October? Is it true the EFF and BLF are going to attack? Talk about poking the lion with a stick. Hope it goes in our favor. We've discussed that already. I don't know if you want to add anything to that at all. Over to you, Chris.
Well, at the moment, we're not quite sure what's going to happen. We do know that the EFF has got some people that's going to the location in Senekal, and they're not asking, they're demanding the people to be there on that day. So I don't think that anything positive is going to come out of that. And I would like to urge the people not to go there and rather stay home. That can also send a message when we all stay home, and then just like tell the EFF, listen, we're not there to fight you. And then when the time is right, the right things can happen.
My only concern about that, I agree with what you're saying in principle, but my only concern about that is if the farmers say we're going to stay away, which is the right thing to do, knowing how Malema works, you'll say, look at this, they're a bunch of cowards, they didn't pitch up, and he's going to treat it like a moral victory when he's a complete and utter idiot. I mean, I just can't stand the man. Okay.
Yes.
Now, they're saying that the problem is with your bank account.
Oh no, I'm really not sure about that. I'm not sure what's wrong there. If they can maybe just give us some the information, then we can contact them and see what we can do to
Right.
state.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, but your bank account's the only way people can pay money in, isn't it?
At the moment, yeah, and then also on the they can just go to the website and then just confirm everything there. My number is there, and then also Henri's number is there.
Okay.
So if there's any difficulty, they're more than welcome to give us a call. Or
Okay.
if I don't answer, I'm really busy at the moment. They can just leave me a message.
Okay. Okay, guys, if you want to make a donation and the bank account for some reason does not work, as Chris has just said, you can go to his website and you can do it that way. All right. Now, I've got a question here for Rapid Roy. He says, ask Chris, please, Scott, what counter plans do the Boers have if violence occurs at Senekal? Well, we covered that, so I'm not going to go there again. Okay, and a supplementary question, he says, is what do you think about the expropriation of land in South Africa and the effect that's happening on the farmers right now? Because obviously the farmers are thinking if their land's going to be taken away from them, why do we bother?
Yeah, it's not going to be that easy for the government to just take our lands. We saw what happened in Zimbabwe, and I'm quite sure that we are not going to let the government take our land. There's already some development with the expropriation without compensation. Is the government? I think I'm talking. I'm not sure about the exact quantity, but I think it's about 170,000 hectares or 17,000 hectares. I'm not quite sure that the government now released to black people, and of course only black people can get that. But I think that's the start of the expropriation without compensation. I think that's the start, and obviously all that ground is right around the cities, so that they can most of the black people, they don't want to farm on that land. They just want to own the land, and then maybe just put some new locations on there for the people to stay.
Yeah, or sell the land to other people to put their little huts up. Wow. Okay, guys, I'm just addressing the side chat. Please remember to subscribe to the Loving Life channel. And I think our current bid is 1,600 Rand, if I'm not mistaken, Marlene. Is that correct? I think Jan van Riebeck put in a bid there. I'll just put the painting up because this is an absolutely stunning painting. I mean, this painting should be selling for at least 5,000 Rand. The trouble is everybody is so broke now because of this blooming lockdown. You know, they haven't been able to work, and I totally get it. I totally get it. But this is an absolutely stunning painting, and the photo does no justice to it. The detail in that painting is just amazing. It's like all Lynn's paintings, absolutely beautiful. Okay. Okay, yeah, JVR suggests he's got a bid for 1,600 Rand. And guys, I'm going to start wrapping up this live stream in about 10 minutes time. So please, if you're serious about getting that painting, you better get your bid in quickly, especially if you're not known to this channel. Let me just check my email to see if Joe has contacted my bid. Okay. Okay, I've got a
Scott, I just saw that that made the payment now.
Yeah.
So the bank account definitely does work. I just saw a payment of 200.
Okay.
Somebody did.
Yeah. Now.
And then also the people need to remember that if they buy the painting, it's not just the painting that they buy. They're also supplying feed to animals in need.
Yeah. Now, look, I've got a bid by email from Nat Quinns for the painting, and she's bidding 300 Canadian dollars, which is it'll be about 3,000 Rand. So that's fantastic, Nat. Now, she does say she can only pay by credit card. Do you have a way people can pay you by credit card?
Scott, I'm not exactly sure, but I can find out. I know that we've got a card machine that Andre has, and I'm sure with that card machine they can
If
use
you've got a card machine, you should be able to. So yes, Nat, yeah, we can do that. Now, can someone work out what $300 is in Rand, just so we get an idea of where we're at? And I've got another email on here as well. Let me just have a look at that. So $300 anyway beats 170 US dollars. So that's a wonderful bid. Thank you, Nat. Donating to Boeredroogte Help. Okay, John says, when I tried donating through PayPal, I get a technical difficulty. Yeah. The only way you can pay, John, is through their bank account. But look, if you're overseas and you want to make a donation, look, you could pay it into my PayPal account, and I could then get that money across to Marlena. This sounds a horribly contorted way of doing things, but that is a possibility. My PayPal account is my email address, so you could do it that way. And as I say, I'll get. Marlena says, "Do you realize how much it will cost to ship it to Canada?"
They can also use on our bank account for overseas payment.
Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. So we've Okay. So Kylie says 300 Canadian dollars is 3,750. Marlena, what I suggest we do, because that's a lot of money, what I suggest we do is we just cover the cost of posting it to Nat with the money that she donates, because it might be 400 or 500 Rand, but we can easily cover that with the donation made by Nat. And I see that Chris is nodding his head in agreement.
Yes.
Okay, so now, how can Nat Quinn contact you? What's your email address so that she can actually just send you an email, and you can work this out directly?
My email address.
Yeah, your email.
See, it's on the website,
okay.
But it's Boeredroogtehelp@gmail.com.
Okay, well, I think if we just do, if she just looks up Boeredroogte Help, I've got her email here, so I'll send her this info after the live stream. It's boeredroogtehelpsa.org, isn't it? Your website.
Yes.
Okay. So
yes.
Nat, if you just go to that website there that I've just put in, you'll find Chris's email in there. And yeah. Now, Carl has asked, what is the SWIFT code for the bank that you're with?
That's a good question.
I think I might have it. Let me just check because I do have.
It's FNJ, something like that.
Yeah. I have got quite a few donation details on my little crib sheet here. Let me just open up that and see if I've got. You're First National Bank, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay. D drive. Where's D drive? D drive there. Okay.
Scott, as I just saw a payment of 7,000 Rand that was made to us.
Wow. Well,
yes.
Thank you so much, whoever made that payment. Wow.
That's a big payment. Thank you very much.
That is fantastic. Thanks, guys. That is really wonderful. That's what makes this job that I'm doing so worthwhile when I see that happening. It just lifts my heart. You have no idea. Okay. No.
That's amazing.
Okay. FNB. Oh, here we are. Okay, FNB Swift code. I've got it. Okay, for those of you who want to make payments from overseas, there is FNB's Swift code. You there, Chris? Oh, you're back.
Yes, sorry.
You got a call coming through, did you?
That's right. Yes.
Okay, no
Sorry.
problems. All right, so that's the Swift code for the First National Bank. Okay. All right, guys. Are there any further questions people would like to ask Chris? And Marlena says Jan van Riebeck bids 20 pounds. That's the United Kingdom pounds for Chris's cap.
Jan van Riebeck, he helped us a while back as well.
Yeah, no, he's a
I'll
wonderful man.
To send him one of these caps, and I owe you as well, Scott. I'll definitely find a way to send you guys a
Okay,
cap.
well, just do it through Marlena. That's the best way. But that'd be great because I'll certainly wear your caps. Okay. Yeah, I got that. Jan van Riebeck bids 20 pounds for Chris's cap. All right. Guys, I just want to thank Chris so much for coming on tonight. And I just want to say congratulations to Nat because I'm going to wrap up the auction now. Well done in getting a fabulous painting. Absolutely beautiful. I'll just put that fully on the screen again so people can see. And as I say, the detail in the painting is that photo does no justice to the painting. It's absolutely gorgeous. And Marlena, if we can just cover the costs of the postage with from the money that we get from Nat, I think that's the best way of doing that. And Chris is comfortable with that. And whoever it was who's just paid 7,000 Rand into Chris's bank account, thank you so much. Thank you so much. That is fantastic. How is that going to help you materially, Chris, with your next trip? I mean, what can that 7,000 Rand do?
Scott, I actually bought 4 tons of maize the other day, and that's about 4,000 Rand. So with that 7,000 Rand, we can basically buy 7 tons of maize, and that's amazing.
How many people can that feed?
Well, we use that to feed the sheep.
Right. Okay.
And that can last. We can actually with 7 tons, we can actually help about 10 farmers. That will be enough maize for a month.
Wow. Well, that is fantastic. Okay. Marlena says you have no idea how much it costs to Canada, in the region of 5,000 Rand plus. That is crazy. That's $500.
That's possible, yes.
Wow. Wow. Look, okay. What we'll do is this. JVR, if you're comfortable to go back to the 1,600 Rand, if it's going to cost it, Marlena, if you can check out to see what the costs are to Canada, and if they're, let's say, more than what makes up the 1,600 Rand that JVR's put in, if the difference between the 3,700, so if let's say if postage is more than 2,000 Rand, let's fall back to JVR, and I'm sure Nat will understand that, but I'm sure it's not going to be over 2,000 Rand. That's $200 to post it to Canada. Nat, are you happy with that? I don't know how else we can do that, because that's a huge amount of money for postage. I'm just waiting for Nat to answer that. Okay. Nat says she'll have the painting sent to her boyfriend in South Africa, so that solves that problem. Okay, Nat, if you can just contact Chris directly regarding the credit card, and we'll get that painting done. But your boyfriend will love that painting, and yeah, wow. JVR says, I've paid 5,500 rand for a large painting from South Africa. Wow, that is just crazy. I mean, that is why the economy in South Africa is totally screwed. How can you do business when it costs that much to paint to post something? All right, I'm going to wrap up now, Chris. I think that you've probably raised about 10,000 rand tonight, which is fantastic, and I just want to thank the generosity of everybody involved. That is fantastic. I really appreciate all the payments that have been made to Boeredroogte Help, and the website, as I say, is in the side chat if you want to make more donations or want to go and check out what they do. Chris, is there anything you'd like to say in wrapping up this live stream?
And Scott, firstly, I want to thank you and Auntie Marlena for giving me this opportunity again. And then sorry that I'm almost never available. I'm really struggling. As we speak, I'm sitting in Bloemfontein and haven't seen my family in more than a week. And I'll be going home for 2 days and then I'll leave again. And unfortunately in South Africa, we struggle with signal when we go to the Northern Cape. But I really appreciate you giving me this opportunity again. And then also everybody that listened tonight, thank you very much. Thank you for those guys that made the donation. I really appreciate it. And then also thank you for all the support from overseas to South Africa. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. All right, I just want to say thanks, guys, once again for your support for Boeredroogte Help, and I just want to thank the moderators for the fantastic work that they do. Marlena, you're an absolute star. You have no idea how many hours a day Marlena puts in for this channel. It's quite extraordinary. And thanks to the other moderators, and thanks to everybody else who's viewed or been watching this video. As I said, the painting is now sold to Nat in Canada. It's going to a boyfriend in South Africa. He's going to love it. And
thank you, Nat.
And finally, I just want to thank you, Chris, for joining us tonight, and keep up the fantastic work that you do.
Will do. Thank you, Scott.
Okay. I'm going to leave it at that, guys. Please take care, and we'll catch up again soon with the next live stream. But in the meantime, have a great evening. And don't forget, Sunday night, it's going to be an extraordinary live stream talking about the spiritual war taking place in the world today. And I'm really looking forward to that discussion. Okay, guys. Bye for now. Take care.